maybe I'd stop being a lion.
Wait. Nearly walked into a lamppost. It's big enough to see, isn't it? Fuck's sake. All right. Still there. Still there. What month is it? Is it still July? Yes, it is. July 18th. 2:15. Okay, children. And a parent. I haven't really got much to say. I mean, he's struggling at the moment. It's hard to do anything. It's hard to get up. I just want to sleep. Not be awake. I think I'm going to talk about suicide, which I've always been reluctant to do here. I mean, anywhere, but here. I'm in two minds, surprisingly. Good boy. This way, this way. Right. Where do you even start with that? I know people who have chosen that. Somebody I went to school with, who was in my year at school, he's a boy. He's having a shit. No, he changed his mind. He squatted and then just changed his mind. He's thinking about it. Here we go, I think. You going this time? Haven't been out doing these. I've got zero motivation for anything at the moment. Go on. Go on. The only reason I'm here now is because he just won't leave me alone. distracted now. Come on, leave it. Tucker. He's not paying any attention to me. Tucker. This way. Hello. Come on. Come on. Tucker. Hey. Hey. Thank you. Right. Oh, ears. Can I do that? No. Fucking hell, I've left them somewhere. I hope they're right. That would have been helpful, wouldn't it? For me, anyway. I had them just before I came out as well. Sure, I picked them up. Right, so yeah, there was a guy I went to school with. We weren't at school, it was after school, but after we were at school. So he did. I don't know how. Oh, I've thought about it. I've thought about him. Lots. We weren't really friends. We were in a couple of classes. We were in the same year. We were in a couple of classes. History we had together. PE. I mean, we were all kind of together in PE, I suppose. But yeah, history. He was in a different sort of we called them tutor groups. We were in tutor groups, but he was in a different part, different tutor group. Good boy. Oh, it's hot, isn't it? Fucking hell. That's not a whisper, is it? Come on. That was a joke I made. Tucker, leave it. Shut up. Just let us go first. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Tucker. I know, it's a bit similar, isn't it? Tucker. Go. 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 So yeah, he did. I think about him a lot. I have done ever since then. This was years ago, wasn't it? Then there was somebody else who I went to school with. She was a year below me in school, and I was a musician when I found out. Like, I was trying to be a musician. When early days of me going out and doing open mics and things, and I think anyway. Well, no, okay, yeah, right. So I didn't know her at school. But after school, when I was at the stage when I was being a musician, so late 20s. Late 20s. Fuck, it's hot. I really could do with that going beyond a cloud. Perhaps we'll. She was a singer, I think. Or she played music anyway. She was in a band or something. Anyway, that's when it's like really the first time I ever spoke to her, and I recognised her from school, but I never, engaged with her at school. We weren't in the same circles. She was in a different year to me, like I said. And it was only in this little sort of musician world later that we engaged. And at some point after that, I found out that she had chosen to do that. I don't know how, but I think about that a lot, both of them now. And particularly with her, like we weren't friends or anything, but friendly, out doing the same thing. And her not on her own, but me on my own, I suppose. And she was very I don't know her, do I? Right? So I guess I'm making assumptions. I don't think I am making assumptions. I think I'm analysing and recognising. Am I going to say this? She came across as very, you would never have known. I didn't know. You would never have known she was maybe she wasn't. I was going to say you'd never have known she was like having of low mood and depression, stuff like that. I never knew that because she covered that, I guess. Or maybe she didn't have it then. I don't know. You don't know, do you? So you see, your own head does a lot of the work, and maybe it's not right. Maybe I'm presuming everybody does the same as me, which is that I've been of a low mood forever. Anyway, she did something, didn't she? And she's not here anymore. And then there was this guy I worked with who I started talking about and then quickly got off that. I met him when I was working as a delivery driver, and he came to work there. I only worked there for 5 years, and during that time he came to work there and did the same thing. And I think he was a year older than me, maybe 2 years older than me, but we were friends. I don't know if friends is the right word, but we were friendly, more friendly than the other ones. He would come to my gigs and watch me, him and his girlfriend, who I don't think he had when I met him. But he met her during the time that I knew him. And before he got with this person, he was like, so you knew with him that, or I knew with him that he was like he had inner turmoil. Maybe that's why we connected, I don't know. We never spoke about it, really. He did tell me once that he was an alcoholic. He had been an alcoholic. And that he couldn't drink anymore because that's not good for him. And then I did one gig, which was, it was like a pub out in the country, and they were doing like a sort of, barbecue day thing where they hosted. I think there was 2 of us playing. Yeah, I know who it was. There was another guy, me and this other guy, who we're in the same music circles. And they made a day of it, put on food and like outside, like a fatey kind of, leave it day. They had other things on as well. Anyway, so this guy, so the place that it was at was near his sister's house or his parents' house or something. And he came. This was before he got with the woman. And he came. In fact, yes, it was him and another guy, a younger guy who was also a driver, delivery driver. They came together and saw me play and were there for that. And on that day, my friend, this guy I'm talking about, I'm not with him, right? I'm sort of performing and I'm in a tent kind of thing, and he's out with this other guy and with the people, mingling and sitting at the tables and whatever. And this is after he had told me that he used to be an alcoholic and that he couldn't drink. And I could see that he was drinking from where I was. And I thought that was strange, odd, because of what he told me. And when I'd finished and gone to say hello or, thanks for showing up or whatever, it was clear he had been drinking. He wasn't aggressive or, angry or anything really negative. Just he was a different way. He had a different way about him. It was I found out, I didn't know what he had been drinking, but I found out afterwards that he'd had like a whole bottle of whiskey. Now he told me, I think he'd had, I can't remember, I can't remember everything, can I? So he'd had a falling out with his sister or something about his parents or something, I don't know, can't remember. But he had made that choice to drink, and that had changed his character a bit. It made him more, a bit like it does with me really, it makes him more confident and a bit lively, shall we say. Loose lips. I don't know if that's right. So that happened. Nothing else happened. Nothing came of that or anything. And then it was some time after that, he left the company to go do something else or whatever. And then while I was still there, I also did the click and collect. I was the driver for the click and collect thing, where you order your shopping and you come and collect it from the store. Well, in this store, they had it's called a pod, click and collect pod, where the customers would come to get their shopping, and it was in the car park. No, it wasn't near it was the other end of the car park from where the store was. Go on, keep going. And so I was the driver who had to drive all the shopping to the pod, basically, and I did that for a bit, ferrying the shopping. There was different slots, different customers and things. There was so much you could store in the pod, and there was a capacity, so it was in like phases. Anyway, so while I was doing that one day, this guy turned up, not to collect his shopping. He was just there one day, and I was like, we were like, oh, all right. Yeah, he'd come to say hello, and basically he'd come to drop off a van, because the company he was working for was now a company that delivered and rented rental vehicles. And one of the supermarket's vans had been damaged in some way, and he had come to collect it and drop off a hire vehicle. And while he was there, he came over to say hello, because he knew that I was doing that. Oh, there's a ball there. We're not going to get it because, oh my God, that last ball. God, he's obsessed with it. Leave it. Whoa, what? Nothing. So he came over to say hello. And he was a smoker. Was I a smoker then? I don't think I was smoking then. No, I wasn't. I might have had one, to be honest. When he came to gigs, I would have a smoke with him. Going, yeah, I was a what's the word? Stimming and stress reducer. Not the actual smoking. Well, maybe, but just the doing of it. Anyway, he went out for a smoke, and I'd go out for a smoke with him during my break or whatever. Have a chat. Just have a chat. It's sounds way more than it was. Just being social. Right, I need some help with that. Anyway. So he come over this one day. Hello. Oh, what are you doing? Blah, blah, and all that. And that was the last time I saw him at those work premises. I left that place after that. Not long after, well, I don't know how long, but at some point after that. Now he would continue to come and see me at the odd gig. By this point he'd met that girl and they would come together. She grew up or lived in the town that I grew up in. He had moved to that town, and when I was gigging in that area, they would quite frequently come down. A number of times. And which was nice. And we'd always have the chat of like, oh, we should all get to, because this place that I played, Claire didn't go to that. And it was all like, oh, we should get together, the four of us, go out for a meal. And I'm like, yeah, people pleasing my way through it. I don't want to do that. But it was always, oh, we need to, yeah. And we never did, right? And which that's what I wanted. I didn't want to do it. Anyway, so they'd show up. That's when I'd see him. I had his number, he had mine. We text each other a couple of times. Usually about, oh, are you playing here then? Yeah, all right, well, see you there. That sort of thing. And then, now, when was it? I'm doing the thing now, the calculation thing, because I don't know, and I'm trying to work it out. I was at a place. We'd gone away, me, Claire, my mum, and Sam, just after Christmas. It was after Christmas, it was in the Christmas week, just after Christmas. And we'd gone to this little hotel for just a couple of nights stay. My mum is obsessed with doing that sort of thing, going away and taking us with her. Thanks, that's nice. Yeah, welcome. So we were at this hotel place, it was out in some big grounds and country. In fact, this was the same time that I told my mum, yes, so this is how I can work it out. This is the same time, this was the same trip, and it was only a couple of days. We were there like 3 nights, 3 nights maybe, I don't know, 4 days. And this is the same trip that I told my mum that I thought I was autistic. I think I might be autistic. So it was Christmas 2023, and I can't remember if she called me. She got my number somehow, his missus. She either called me or texted me. I can't remember. It was probably a text. I can't remember speaking to her. Anyway, she contacted me to tell me that he had committed suicide. I think it was the day after Boxing Day. Again, don't know how, don't know anything about it. All I know is that they had split up not long before. They were still friends, according to her. I think I must have spoken to her. I don't know if I've actually physically spoke to her on the phone or if we were texting, but I definitely sort of responded and made some sort of contact. I went to his funeral, so I saw her then. So we've definitely communicated since then. So yeah, that was, he had, and I was okay, yeah. I mean, it was a shock for me. I knew that there was something, you know, he there was some kind of depression. I think I put it down to depression. I think I recognised that we both knew of depression. We were a similar age. And yeah, I mean, it's hard to look at anyone else when you're stuck in your own shit. And I had only, for the, you know, it was what, 4 months previous when I'd had a video call with I had a 15-minute video call as for a not an assessment, but like just a, it was to do with a medical thing. I'll explain that another time. But it was a 15-minute video call with a psychologist, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to refer you for an autism assessment." That's the first time anybody ever said autism. No, that's not true, because Claire had, and I just completely, it did not land. But this time, for some reason, it landed, and that's, oh, he's having shit. Hang on. Yeah, so yeah, Claire had mentioned in some capacity autism to me, and it did not have any, I dismissed it. Yeah, it did not land. But when this woman, this psychologist did it, I was seeking treatment for depression, right, and so I was in front of this woman on a video call, and she was like, "Right, I'm going to refer you," and that was what made me go, autism, what? And then I started looking into that, right? So by Christmas time, that was August, by Christmas time, I'd done a fair bit of research into autism. And yeah, I guess at that stage I would have been put on a referrals list or something. No, I don't think I had, actually. I was waiting, maybe. Anyway, I hadn't been assessed. But I'd done a lot of the research phase myself, you know, what you do. And I was pretty sure by this point that, and we both were, that, well, I am. And so it was this trip, this little getaway that we had just after Christmas Day. I think I don't know, but Christmas week, that I sort of worked up enough courage to be able to say it to my mum, to let her in on it. And I can't remember which happened first, whether I did that or if I found out about my friend. I remember what happened when I told my mum. I'd obviously been stressed, dysregulated, and struggling, you know, with my depression, which I have done forever. And I guess we'd fallen out or something. You know, that's not unusual. And my mum and I had gone out to walk Tucker. Was it Tucker? Yeah, it would have been Tucker. Around the grounds. It was dark, I remember that. And you know, I guess I was upset or emotional or struggling to communicate like I do. And I said to her, Mum, I think I might be autistic. And she laughed. She went, no, you're not, Graham. I'll never forget that. She just dismissed it and thought it was amusing. So I was being silly. Yeah, obviously it turns out that I am. Yeah, so I found out about him. We're nearly home now, so I'm speeding up. I found out about him that same time. His funeral, I think it would have been January or maybe early Feb, I can't remember, but I went to that on my own, chose to go on my own. And then, yeah, now you've got this guy who was my next door neighbour, John. And he went and did it, you know. Apparently it's a year ago. Don't know where that year's gone. It's not a year for me. It was yesterday for me. But I think about all four of them, like on the regular, and you know, what life must have been like or could have been like for them leading up to that, you know, those decisions that they made. And I compare what I think they might be to me here now and where I am and the things that I think about, because I'm thinking about that like every day. Nobody is as concerned about it as I am, or recognises it like I do, that I've spoken with anyway. And there's a fine line, I think, between sharing too much and it causing... It's me. That was Alexa. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Sharing without getting some kind of... You're locked away, basically. Anyway, I'm in now. So yeah, if this fucks up, I will not be impressed.